Do you know that the children who rush to wash a windscreen at traffic stops are usually victims of human trafficking who were brought to town from various distant villages to work and pay the traffickers? Look around you. Instances of child labor abound. I'm sure you may have a househelp who is below the stipulated age. Is it legal? Is it even safe? You are watching NAPTIP on the Move, and I am Emanuela Okeke. Thank you for joining us. On this episode, we will discuss child labor, how it differs from child work, and why it is absolutely important for parents to live up to expectations. Don't go away.
The birth of any child is heralded with much joy, as they are seen as a gift from God. Parents anticipate and welcome newborn babies, celebrating with friends and family. But for some children, the warmth and closeness soon disappears as they are thrown into the world of adults, taking on jobs that can stunt their growth and expose them to much danger. Statistics from the International Labour Organization reveals that about 218 million children between 5 and 17 years of age are in employment worldwide. Among them, 152 million are victims of child labor. Almost half of them, a total of 73 million, work in hazardous child labor. Africa records half of that indices, with 72.1 million children involved in child labor. In terms of prevalence, 1 in 5 children in Africa are currently involved in child labor.
Issue of child labor, which is purely a human trafficking issue, is very much staring us on our faces here in Nigeria. People always release their own child for others to go and train for them, believing that that person will, do whatever they can to train their child the way they are trained. It's not always the case. By the time such children got into those homes, on the day one, they observe that they are second-class citizens in that home because they don't get the treatment other children of the people that have the home are being treated. They don't get it. What we have observed in the course of the cases that we have received is that children are taken from villages, because of our African setting, whereby children are also imbibed into the work of the family, because children follow their fathers or parents to farm, they follow them to market, they follow them to all kinds of places that their parents go to. We say that is still allowed because we regard it as child work. But then the criminals have taken over. They will now take these children from their family, bring them to the city center, send them on, to go and be hawking on the street, doing work from morning till night without rest. So that's why we regard this issue as, slavery-like, situation, where you treat children as if they are slaves or servants, and you deal with them in such a way as if they are, of no consequence. So the law has come into being. The traffic law has come into being to fight that. NAPTIP is mandated to do it. Once we receive a report from any part of the country that any particular child is being subjected to child labor, we respond quickly. We come and rescue that child from the house, from the environment, from whatever it is, and we arrest whoever is victimizing that child or whoever is subjecting that child to such kind of, situation. And we go ahead to prosecute where we have adequate evidence to do so. So child labor is an offense, and we advise Nigerians to please keep away from child labor.
There is a difference between child work and child labor.
Child work is where children are supposed to work, do some light work for their family members. That the law does not frown out, because as a child, you're supposed to grow well, be treated well, and they go to school and be able to, be a good citizen of Nigeria. Because at that tender age, they are supposed to be properly groomed, to become how to be an obedient citizens of the country. So child work is allowed, but child labor is criminal. What do you call child labor? A person who has a child, in his or her home, or as a couple, you have it in your home, within your family, and such child are not given their fundamental human rights, because children are entitled to their own fundamental human rights, as enshrined in the Child Rights Act. A child is entitled to be properly fed. A child is entitled to go to school. A child is entitled to play. A child is entitled to do all those things that other children do, all those social activities. Take them on outing, But if you now have a child at home, and by child, I mean such children below, 18 years of age. Those are the people that are defined under the Child Rights Act and under NAPTIP law as children. So when you now subject those children to a kind of humiliation, a kind of torture, a kind of hazard, then you are violating their rights. So you'll be termed to be committing an offense that is related to child labor. And where those children are given certain work that is above their physical and mental capacity.
The International Labour Organization Convention determines the scope of child labor.
The ILO Convention specifies that a child below 18 years should not be able to work, except under serious protection, because they graded it. They have some grading on how the age that a child can work, particularly in different kind of environment, and when the child is subjected to hawk on the street or to work in industries, that one is considered as hazardous work, and they are not supposed to put any child into a hazardous situation or condition. So ILO has been the kind of agency that give a template or guidelines on what kind of work children has to do. When we started the agency, we have cause to really rescue children from some quarries and plantation. While they are there, they are subjected to different kind of abuses. Any child of school age must be in school. That's what we tell Nigerians. A parent who is supposed to maintain your child, send your child to school and fend for that child, you now turn that child to be the breadwinner of your family. You sit back at home and the child is busy hawking on the street from morning till night? No, it's not allowed.
Child labor offences have stipulated penalties.
The penalties for offenders of child labor, it is 5 years imprisonment minimum. The law also adds that if a child is found in your home, you are using that child, for such illegal activities, and that child is being subjected to child labor and such dehumanizing condition. And in addition, that child was also physically injured, you'll be subjected to 2 more years imprisonment, meaning 7 years imprisonment for violating the rights of a child.
Advising parents on the need to care for their children, the Director, Legal, Abdurrahim Okpotu Shaibu, shares an experience.
A woman based in Oyo State, who went and collected 6 children from a family. This family, they are farmers basically. So they work in farm and they work with their own children in their own farm. And this particular woman, vice principal of a school, went and deceived this man to hand over the 6 children to her, that she was going to assist them to go to school. And the man was very happy, But when she got those children, the next thing she did was to take them to open market, Dugbe market in Ibadan, and share out those children, to people who have stalls, in their own stores and shops. And the incredible thing about it is that she even issued a receipt to collect 1 year in advance for each of the children, each of them, you know, and now took the money and she was enjoying the money. So about 6 months after, this man went to check out his own children in the home of this woman to see how far they are faring, you know, how far they are faring in their schools. And he couldn't find those children in the woman's house. So where are my children? She started telling lies. The man persisted. I want my children. I want my children. So the next thing that, by the time she reported to the law enforcement authorities, you know, we have to go and investigate and discover that she has shared out those children to stores in the markets, you know, whereby those people are using them as, as the workers in the shop, in their own shops. So that is how horrific it is. So the traffickers don't mind. You know, all they want is to make money at all means, by all means. So we as parents, we as guardians need to watch out. You know, no level of poverty should allow you to allow your children to be enslaved, because it's better to be a poor person than to be a slave. So that is why we're encouraging parents not to allow, you know, or to listen to all manner of stories, you know, because their own children, they should be the one to take care of their children. So once their children becomes an adult, fine, they can now start fending for themselves. But at a tender age, please, parents should take care of their children.
The need for the reduction of child labor cases in Africa deserves urgent attention by all stakeholders. The future of any nation is directly related to the formative years and values of its young people. Join NAPTIP to eradicate child labor today.
Human trafficking, popularly known as modern-day slavery, is very much with us, even in this 21st century. It is a crime against God and humanity. You may be thinking, this message is not for me. Think again, because if you are paying your employee through an agent, you are a trafficker. If you employ a child under 12 years as a domestic worker, you are a trafficker. If you abduct a person against their will, keep and exploit them for monetary gains, you are a trafficker. If you promise international jobs with the intention to exploit the victim sexually and for cheap labor, you are a trafficker. If you buy and sell human organs, you are a trafficker. There are so many components of trafficking with devastating effects on the victims. This victim may be your daughter, son, brother, sister, mother, or father. Let us be our brother's keeper. Join hands with NAPTIP to stop human trafficking now.
Report cases of human trafficking to these NAPTIP hotlines: 0703 00 203, 080 02 255 627847. NAPTIP, empowered to protect you.
The Enugu State Zonal Command of NAPTIP recovered a boy of about 2 years old from his buyer in Obosi, Anambra State. We have to break protocol to reveal his face, as we plead with all well-meaning Nigerians and anyone who can identify him to please inform his parents and relations to visit the NAPTIP Zonal Command in Enugu State with relevant documents and medical records for identification and reunion. Please be informed that all documents will be scrutinized and further medical tests carried out to ascertain claims. If anyone has a lead, please call 0708 060 1803, 0708 060 1803. The story of the school administrator shows just how wicked people can be. So brace up and do your best as a parent. With hard work and prayers, things will surely look up. NAPTIP Events is next. Keep watching. The Director General of NAPTIP, Dame Julie Okadonli, recently received a delegation from the Border Communities Development Agency at the NAPTIP headquarters in Abuja. The Executive Secretary of BCDA, Tayo Odumosu, commended the DG of NAPTIP and spoke on her agency's mandate and challenges.
BCDA is an agency with the mandate to provide the socio-economic infrastructure to the inhabitants of communities around Nigeria's international borders. migration and trafficking. It is the communities next to the border that harbor some of these problems. They come in and out of the communities. And when the communities is being taken care of, definitely there will not be human trafficking. We seek for every opportunity to improve on our mandates, hence our quest to collaborate with NAPTIP and to find areas of joint interest to both organizations. I wish to also congratulate you for the giant strides that NAPTIP is taking to combat the menace of human trafficking, both in Nigeria and outside the country.
Responding, Dame Julie Okadonli made suggestions towards better operations and cooperation between both agencies.
My team and I had started looking into these coastal areas. They are vulnerable to activities of human trafficking, and a lot of human trafficking is going on. There's a lot of awareness campaigns going on, and then we've decided to focus on the communities. We've engaged the community leaders, very important, the women leaders, the youth leaders, the market women, association leaders, the church leaders, the mosque leaders, the whole community in creating awareness of what is going on in terms of human trafficking, in terms of all sorts of things. For NAPTIP, it's the whole of society and the whole of government. So we keep extending our partnership base from time to time, because everyone, and I mean everyone in Nigeria, even in the rest of the world, is involved in this.
Some directors present also shared their views. The Executive Director for Children and Young Persons Development Center and Glorious Diamond Productions, Nkem Oseloka Orakwe, and her team were recently at the NAPTIP headquarters in Abuja. Nkem Oseloka Orakwe stated the purpose of their visit.
We believe that no child should be left out of anything, no matter the reason, not poverty, nothing. Have a foundation that can take care of the needs of children. So I would really love to have NAPTIP educate those who are not educated or feel that what they are doing there they are not harmful.
Welcoming the group, the Director General of NAPTIP, Dame Julie Okadonli, laid emphasis on the implementation of the Child Rights Act as well as the need for awareness campaigns.
We could use this new partnership to create awareness in the states where the Child Rights Act is not yet domesticated and implemented. This would be a very a way forward, in line with what you are doing, and we can partner together to ensure that we take this campaign to all those states who haven't yet. Because the truth is that if the Child Rights Act is not domesticated in a state or implemented in a state, it will be very difficult for us to protect the rights of the children that we are fighting for. So that will be the basis, upon which we will start this advocacy to protect children's rights, and to prevent any harm from befalling them and to prosecute the offenders.
Some members of the team spoke on areas of concern. The meeting was very successful as both NAPTIP directors and the guests present advised on possible areas of collaboration in domesticating the Child Rights Act across the country. The ambassador in charge of combating human trafficking from the Order of St. John of Malta in Rome, Romain Champer de Villeneuve, recently paid a visit to the Director General of NAPTIP, Dame Julie Okadonli, at the agency's headquarters in Abuja. Stating the purpose of his visit, the ambassador sought to join the fight against human trafficking in Nigeria through collaboration in the areas of advocacy and training. Responding, the Director General of NAPTIP thanked the ambassador for the gesture and called for the support of the Order of St. John of Malta in the rescue of Nigerians stranded in Malta and other neighboring islands. She then suggested strengthening the awareness campaign in Nigeria and abroad. Some directors of the agency present also pointed out other areas of concern. Effective partnerships is one of the agency's core policies in eradicating human trafficking. The Enugu State Zonal Command of NAPTIP, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Commission, the State Ministry of Women Affairs, National Human Rights Commission, Nigeria Labour Congress, the National Youth Service Corps, Red Cross Society, media influencers, the Anambra State Government, and Intercom Africa commemorated the 2018 World Day Against Child Labour in Anambra State. The rally was flagged off by the Anambra State Commissioner for Women and Children Affairs and Social Development, Lady Ndidi Mezue, with Comfort Aboko, the Enugu State Zonal Commander, who reiterated NAPTIP's strong stance against child labor. Some child labor cases leave the victim traumatized. Let's hear a true account on our Victim Story segment.
One morning like that, I woke up. My mother told me that I'm going somewhere. I asked her that where am I going to? Then she told me that I'm going to go and live with a woman. She will take care of me. I will be schooling with her. Anything I want, she will do for me. Every time I will be saying, Auntie, when am I going to go to school? She will be telling me that I will soon enter the school. She bought in the phone, she kept it. Anytime my mother will come, she will ask her that, have you not put my child in school? She will say that she will buy the uniform and keep meaning to just pay her school fees. Meanwhile, it's a lie. She don't want to put me in school. Her children will be going to school, only me will be at home. There was one day like this, she left me, only me in the midnight like this. She asked me that I should go and fetch water from the well in the night. So when I went and fetched the water in the well, then I went to her. She was now asking me that have I filled the water. And I said, I know that, Auntie, I'm feeling sleepy, I want to go and sleep. She was now beating me and calling me that I should go and fetch the water. When I now for everything, I slept late. When I slept late, so the next morning when I woke up, she went to work. I dressed her children, I cleaned the house. She will be giving her children good food, but she will be giving me spoiled food. She did not allow me to go to school. Sometimes she don't even allow me to go out. She will ask me to sweep the whole house, only me, fetch water everywhere, food in her backyard. She will be giving me her clothes to wash, giving me her husband clothes to wash, she will giving me her children, only me will be washed. And if I do not wash the clothes, she will come and beat me. She will say I should go and do punishment inside. When I finish doing the punishment, after she will flog me. When she flog me, she will not tell me that I should go and clean everywhere. Every time she will say I should go and cook. Now she should go and cook for her. She will send me to go and buy things in the night like this. So one certain time like this, it was in the night when they are finished eating, they want to go to bed. She now asked me that I should go and do this, and I should go and buy water and bring it home. And if I can't carry it, she will say that I should leave some there, that when I go and I come back, I will carry it. So when I came back, my auntie said that why am I just coming back now? I don't tell her that the woman have already closed. She now said that the woman have already closed, but she now gave me punishment. She was beating me on top. I was just crying. She was beating me on top. Now I'm in work level. I'm going to school. They are paying my school fees.
This is to inform the general public that Perebi Nicole Otubo, a notorious human trafficker, is wanted by NAPTIP. Anyone with useful information on her whereabouts should contact the agency on this toll-free number 0703 0000 203 or 0800 225 5627 847. You can email info@naptip.gov.ng. NAPTIP, empowered to protect you. For more enquiries and support or to report cases of suspected human trafficking and child abuse, please call NAPTIP hotlines on 0703 0000 203 or 0800 2255 627847 or email info@naptip.gov.ng. Visit our website www.naptip.gov.ng. Follow us on our social media platforms at NAPTIP Nigeria and watch our videos on YouTube.
From a historical viewpoint, there are concrete examples of countries that have just somehow managed to virtually eliminate widespread child labor in the course of just a century. The United Kingdom is a case in point. Please resolve today not to give up your child to anyone. If they offer to help, they can do so with your child under your care. We have come to the end of today's episode. Till I come your way, same time next week, be your brother's keeper and support NAPTIP by reporting suspected cases of human trafficking, child abuse, and all forms of violence against persons. I am Emanuela Okeke, and I must thank you for watching.